All right, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a 360 pano or sphere using any drone that has position hold, and we're going to use all free software to do this. And I'm going to be using the PowerEgg X for this video. The free software we're going to be using is DJI Media Maker, Ryko Theta, and Paint.net. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and fly to the center of the position where you want to make your 360. And we're going to be taking a series of at least 40 photos. So what you want to do is go ahead and start at your first position. And then try to tilt your gimbal wheel up as high as you can to the sky. I probably could have went a little further with the PowerEgg X, but I just wanted to keep it around there just to show you what you may have to do to include some of the sky. And you're going to take about 5 photos all the way to the ground, at least 5, and try to get some of the previous picture in frame when you take your next photo. So then you're going to rotate about 45 degrees to the right, and you'll go ahead and tilt your gimbal wheel all the way up again and try to get as much of the sky as possible, and then take another series of 5 photos. And you can take more if you want, but this worked well when I took 5 at each position. So you'll go ahead and do this for all 8 positions, and here's the folder that I put it in, and there's all the pictures that we took. So I'm going to go ahead and load it up into DJI Media Maker, and I'll open that folder and then make it a 360 panorama and then hit start. So this took about 15 minutes on my computer, so I'm not going to go through all that. I'll just go ahead and skip ahead, and you will have one JPEG now. There it is, and we'll go ahead and take a look at it, and we'll open it with Ryko Theta, and we'll take a look at it. But this isn't how we want our sphere to look, and that's because we don't have a lot of the top portion of the sky recorded due to the drone not being able to tilt all the way up. You'll probably have a lot better luck using like the Paradenofi that does tilt all the way up. So we're going to go ahead and add some sky in there, and I'm going to do it the easy way. Okay, first thing we have to do is change the canvas size. To make the 360 pano, it needs to be in a 2:1 ratio, and that's not the way it is now. So if you look, it is 20112 for width, and so my height needs to be half of that, which is 10056. So I'll go ahead and make that change. And then if you look at the arrows on the bottom, notice I'm wanting to add the area to the top, which is the sky. And there we go. But notice we have a lot of white space to where we didn't have the sky recorded. So for me, what I just wanted to do, I was mainly focused on the ground area. So all I'm going to do is stretch out the sky that I have and then stretch it out all the way to the top. And if you have PowerPoint or something like that, there's other things you can do to create the sky. But again, I'm using free software, so that's just what I'm going to do here. So you'll select the sky with your rectangle select. And then what you can do is you can make a nice crisp line here. So what I'll do is just grab it and pull it down a little until my horizon is nice and flat. And then I went ahead and drug it all the way to the top. So you can see here that it's a very crisp line, and that's not very natural. So what I'm going to do is just select a little bit of the sky and a little bit of the ground using my rectangle select. And then we're going to go ahead and blur that a little bit. So I'm using the Gaussian blur, and you can go ahead and slide that up as far right or as far left as you want. So just for this test, I just slid it over a little and took a look at it, and that was good enough for me to go ahead and show you how to do the sphere. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and save it. And I saved it as Sphere Max just because I'm using the max resolution right now. Later on, I'll drop it down. But you don't have to. So now I'll go ahead and look at it again in Ryko Theta. And that's a lot better looking image. The sky is a little stretched out, but again, this is using free software and it doesn't look that bad to me. But notice we do have that seam line, and maybe in another video I'll try to tackle how to do that, and that's because there may have been two different exposures when you're taking those two sets of photos on either side of that seam line. But on a lot of spheres, you'll see that seam line. So now I'll try to upload this into Facebook. But notice it didn't show up as a sphere. It just showed up as a regular image. And that's because in the properties, it does not know that this is a 360 photo. So what I tried to do is go to properties and then details and then camera maker, and notice it won't let me change it. And that's because I had the image open already in Ryko Theta. So I just left this in there just in case you ran across this and you know why. So I had to go ahead and close Ryko Theta and then open it back up in the properties and details. And now I'm able to change my camera maker. And it's Ryko for camera maker and Ryko Theta for the Ryko Theta S for the model. And then we hit OK. And now jump back into Facebook and try to upload the photo. And notice it has the sphere icon while it's uploading. And it just now finished, so that took a while. But it did work. So we can go ahead, once it's all the way completed, I'm going to rename it just for this test. And then hit post. And that's what your sphere will look like. Notice it did take out some of the resolution. So what I would do here is, instead of uploading it in that huge 80 meg file, go ahead and shrink it down to a 2:1 that Facebook is comfortable with, and that's 6,000 by 3,000. So I'll go ahead and change my width 6,000, and that automatically changed my height to 3,000 because we had already made it a 2:1. Hit OK. And now I'll save this. And I'll make this sphere 6,000 just so I know which one it is. And now I got to go through again, because if you look at the properties, the camera model or the camera maker and model is not in there anymore. So I got to go ahead and put the Ryko and then Ryko Theta S back in there for the model. So now I'll go into Facebook and upload this again. And it did show up as a sphere. Notice it's going a lot faster, and that's because this is only 11 meg file as opposed to the 80 plus meg file that we had before. And I'll call this 360 Sphere 6000. And in post we can look at that. Okay, so it did work. And if you go ahead and look at the two files here, they're pretty much identical, even though I uploaded one of them using the max resolution and one of them uploaded at 6,000 pixels. And that's because Facebook does drop it down on its own. So you might as well go ahead and do that before you upload it. It'll save you some time. And again, Facebook is going to compress it anyway. All right, that's it. Just wanted to show you how to make this 360 Pano or sphere. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.